Hello, everybody. This is a Chemo 1 update. I think this is day 9 since my chemo. So, overall, I was doing pretty good. Had some minor bowel issues, but it wasn't terrible until day 5 after my chemo. I started having this burning sensation in my skin, and it kind of seemed like it started around my midsection and worked its way up to basically my whole body. And I thought, oh well, maybe this is another chemo side effect. And it turned out that was not the case. A couple of days later, I ended up with a fever of 101. And I was like, oh no, I'm sick. I don't want to go to the hospital. Because then they say you should call the doctor, especially if you're doing chemo and you get a temperature of 100.4. Well, at the peak of my fever, it was 101.6. And I'm like, I want to go, I don't want to go, I want to go. So I didn't take any fever reducers because, from what I understand, fever is there for a reason. So I let the fever run its course, and it was gone within 2.5 days. What did surface was I had some kind. I've been having uh, large intestine, like colon issues, off and on for the last few months, and the chemo I think brought that to a head with the inflammation and such, and so I believe that the fever I experienced was due to diverticulitis. It runs in my family, so it's just another thing to add to the list of things I have to be careful of now. But so they've scheduled a CT scan for me in a couple of days to hopefully, confirm, yeah, you do have diverticuli. So I'm pretty sure they've seen it in the past PET scans. It showed up on one of those, and they were able to mention that in the report for the PET scan. But a CT scan or a CAT scan or whatever you want to call it will, I guess, be a little more detailed than a PET scan can be. Better pictures. But anyway, other than that, other than, you know, feeling like I was, my skin felt raw and didn't want to be touched, that was unpleasant. And, the normal fatigue related with chemo, I'm feeling that, but tomorrow I guess is the lowest point of my chemo cycle. So hopefully by the end of the week I'll start to feel a little bit better energetically. But sleeping good. Um, I don't have any nausea, but can't really eat much when your intestines are healing. So it's like Jello and rice and stuff like that. Boring. I want a nice beefy steak. Oh, or some sushi. Oh, I miss sushi. Anyway, but other than that, as you can see, I still haven't lost my hair. But it's like I said, it's not even been 2 weeks yet. The scalp, it's a little sensitive, but not bad. I do feel like my anemia is pretty strong right now. I can feel that. It's funny also, I noticed that since I do monitor my heart rate and stuff like that, um, the my heart rate's back to the 60 beats per minute, which is slow for me. But when this whole intestinal thing flared up, my heart rate went up to like 80 to 90 just sitting down. So obviously that was an indication as well. So I had a couple of indications that something was wrong. I thought my heart rate, which is going back up to what it was normally previously normal, which was in the 70s and 80s, but apparently the fever and the infection was what caused our heart rate to be elevated above the 60 beat per minute rate. Um, Another thing I just forgot that I'm having issues with is dry eye. So apparently that's not part of the chemo, but I don't know. The doctor said she didn't think it was. And another thing I'm having that it's got to be related to the chemo is that I have a crack in the corner of my lip, like a little lip sore here. I don't have herpes or anything like that, so It's more like a canker sore, I guess. You know, it's a stress sore. So, but it's like hard to, it's just sore, so it's hard to open my mouth all the way. And then my sinuses are really raw, and like my nose is drippy. So my eyes are dry, but my nose is drippy. Postnasal drainage. You know, they say the allergens are low right now, but my body says otherwise. But other than that, I mean, I think if I didn't have the intestinal thing, it wouldn't be so bad. But the intestine thing has kind of wiped me out, I believe. I think that's why I feel as tired as I do. But other than that, not bad, not bad for my first chemo cycle. You know, hopefully the next one will be, I'll know what to expect. I'll be a little more careful with my tummy, and we'll know what's going on with that, so we can head off problems before it ends up being something I end up in the hospital for. But anyway, yeah, so not much new. When I get my results from my CT, I'll make another video to kind of update you on that. But other than that, I'm hanging in there, you know, just resting when I need to. And this morning, though, I got a little depressed a little bit this morning. Um, I was just really frustrated. I feel like I couldn't eat what I wanted to eat because of my stomach, and I, I, I couldn't get up and do what I wanted to do without it hurting. And it's just, I'm an active person. I like to be outside doing something, and my fatigue has been so bad, and the pain has been so unhelpful. You know, I mean, when I'm sitting down and laying down, nothing really seems to hurt unless I'm getting movement in my bowel. Then it's like, oh my god, I'm going to die. But it's getting better now. But it's just this morning I was having a hard time dealing with that, and coping with the stress of, you know, of everything all together. And it's like, you know, I feel like I was feeling a little useless because of my condition at the moment, you know. So it happens to everybody when we go through these dark down periods, you know. But I was able to kind of talk myself out of it, and did the dishes, and just did a couple of things, and I felt better. So, but anyway, I thought I'd give you. Sorry, I'm like drilling. That's part of the. I don't have dry mouth. I have too much spit. So I don't understand all this. It's like whatever they say is a side effect, I'm kind of like getting the opposite. It's like, oh yeah, you should have teary eyes. Well, my eyes are dry. Oh, your nose will be dry. No, my nose is dripping like crazy, and my mouth is not dry. It's freaking like waterfall central. So yeah, so this is fun and interesting. Anyway, maybe the next chemo will be more normal chemo-like reaction. I don't know. Anyway, but other than that, I'm doing okay. Hopefully tomorrow I'll feel even better, get back to my normal routines, because I've been kind of minimal in my routines. So as soon as I knew more or I'll learn more, I will share it with you. Have fun, take care, and stay